Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. And this movie came out in 1989, and it's pretty infamous for being bad. Wasn't even so bad that it was funny. It was just boring, nothing happening. I don't care about anything, and I didn't even like the characters this time around, which shocked me because in the previous films there was at least something to like about the characters, or at least in the previous two films. But here, there's nothing to like about any of the characters in this movie. The tone for this movie is all over the place. Sometimes it was trying to be a horror movie. Sometimes it was trying to capture the feel of the previous Star Trek movies. And it just never meshed well with the film, really. The visual effects in this movie did not hold up at all. They looked kind of funny at points, and this movie is directed by William Shatner, and there's nothing really to praise about the directing in this movie. There was no visual flair to it. It just all looked very hollow and forgettable, and just didn't look very interesting. It felt like a TV episode for Star Trek, to be perfectly honest. The vast majority of the dialogue in this movie was purposeless and boring, and most of the movie is dialogue, and you get a lot of that. This movie is also the shortest Star Trek movie out of all of them, and yet it doesn't feel any shorter than the previous film somehow. And this movie had a lot of the same issues that I had with the previous two films, those being 3 and 4. It's not a very well shot film. The effects look cheaply made at points, and there was nothing really to latch onto throughout the entirety of the film. The only entertaining parts of this movie was when the film was trying to be clever, and it just completely failed and became laughable as a result. Those were the only entertaining parts of the movie, and the rest of it was a snooze fest for me. I did not like the comedic beats of the film. I just never found any of the comedy to be intentionally funny. There were parts of this movie that reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it kind of felt like it was trying to be that at points. And it really felt out of place because of it. And overall, this movie is just straight up forgettable. Very disposable, very nothing happening. The action, like what action? There's like no action in the entire film, really. And even when we do get to those points, it's so forgettable to the point where it's just like, this could have been cut out. There's really no reason that needed to be in the movie. In terms of positives, I guess there are more incompetent films than this. That's the most positive thing I can say about the movie. It's just not as incompetent as something like Resident Evil: The Final Chapter or The Bye-Bye Man, something like that. Like, there are worse movies than this, but this movie is really just not good. It's almost not unwatchable, but just painfully boring. And that's about all I have to say about Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. It was all over the place. There was nothing to latch onto in the film. There was nothing to like about the movie. The characters were unlikable, and the villain was flat and boring, if you can even call him a villain, and the characters had nothing to them. The film felt like it had no focus whatsoever. That's about all I have to say about it. It was a very meaningless film. Like, this movie did not need to exist at all. I don't even know why it was made. It felt like it was made just to make money and nothing else. So stay away from this movie. You do not need to watch it whatsoever. There's literally nothing to like about it, really. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Star Trek V: The Final Frontier a 2 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.